at stage 4, paragraph page 281. Okay, there we go. And our
Yes.
last headword was ticket, newer type of lesson. Okay, so
Okay.
let's start with our revision. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let me just scroll down for our revision. Okay, first question. Is this piece of paper thick? Is this piece of paper thick? No, that
No,
piece of
that
paper
piece of
isn't
paper
thick.
isn't
It's
thick.
thin.
It's thin.
Is your book thinner than the glass in the window? Is your book thinner than the glass in the window? No, my book
No,
isn't
my
thinner
book isn't
than the
thinner
glass in
than
the
the
window.
glass in the window.
It's thicker.
It's thicker.
Very good. What word can we use instead of the words large and small? What words can we use instead of the words large and small? We can use
We
the
can
words
use
big
the
and
words
little
big and little
instead of the
instead
words
of
large and
the
small.
words large and small.
Very good. Do we generally say littler and littlest? Do we generally say littler and littlest? No, we don't
No, we
generally
don't
say
generally say
littler and littlest.
little and littlest.
What do we use instead? What do we use instead? We use
We
smaller
use
and smallest
smaller and
instead.
smallest instead
Why? Why? Because they're
because
easier to
they're
pronounce.
easier to pronounce.
Right? Is Switzerland a bigger country than India? Is Switzerland a bigger country than India? No.
No,
Switzerland isn't
Switzerland
a bigger
isn't a
country
bigger
than
country
India.
than India.
It's a smaller
It's
country
a smaller
than
country
India.
than India.
Very good. Is that a little room you're in? Is that a little room you're in? Yes or no?
Yes,
This
I'm.
is a little
This
room
is a little room
I'm in.
I'm in.
Very good. What's the difference between a purse and a wallet? What's the difference between a purse and a wallet? The difference between a
Difference
purse
between
and a
a
wallet
purse and a
is
wallet
that
is
women
that
generally
women
have
generally
purses
have
and
budgets
men
and
generally have
men generally
wallets.
have wallets.
Very good. What does a man carry in his wallet? What does a man carry in his wallet? A man carries
A man
his cash
carries
and
his ash cards
cards in his
and
wallet.
cards in his wallet.
Very good. Do you ever lose your money? Do you ever lose your money? Yes or no?
Yes,
I sometimes
I
lose my money.
sometimes lose my money.
If you lose your way in a large city, what do you do? If you lose your way in a large city, what do you do? If I lose my
If I
way
lose
in a
my
large
way in
city,
a large
I
city,
ask a policeman,
I ask a policeman.
which do you think is worse to lose, your keys or your purse? Which do you think is worse to lose, your keys or your purse? I think it's
I
worse to
think
lose
it's
my.
worse to lose my key.
Very good. What's the opposite of the verb to lose? What's the opposite of the verb to lose? The opposite
The
of the
opposite
verb to
of
lose
the verb to
is
lose
to
is
find.
to find.
Right? If you find something in the street, what do you do with it? If you find something in the street, what do you do with it? If I find
If
something
I find
in the street,
something in the street,
I
I tell
take it to the police
I,
station.
I I take it to the police station.
Ragged, how do you feel if you lose something and then find it again? How do you feel if you lose something and then find it again? I feel happy
I feel
if I
happy
lose
if
something
I lose
and
something
then find
and
it again.
then find it again.
Very good. Okay, next. Do you find English easy to learn? Do you find English easy to learn? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
find
find
English easy to
English
learn.
easy to
I
learn.
find it difficult.
I find it difficult.
Do you find maps difficult to read? Do you find maps difficult to read? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
find
find
maps
the maps
difficult to read.
difficult to read.
Very good. One more. Yes, I find
Yes,
maps
I find maps
difficult to read.
difficult to read.
Very good. Do you get angry very easily? Do you get angry very easily? Yes or no?
No, I
I
don't
don't get angry
get
very
angry
easily.
very easily.
What kind of things make you angry? What kind of things make you angry? The kind of things
The kind
that
of
make me
things that
angry
make me
are
angry
when things go
when
wrong,
things go wrong,
when people are
when
making
people are
too much
making
noise,
a lot of noise,
etc.
etc.
Well, what do you do when you're angry? What do you do when you're angry? When I'm angry,
When I'm
I
angry,
go for a
I
walk.
will go walk.
I say
I,
nothing,
I say
etc.
nothing, etc.
Do you feel hungry at the moment? Do you feel hungry at the moment? Yes or no?
No,
I don't.
feel.
Hungry at the moment.
I'm don't, I
One
don't
more.
feel hungry.
No, I don't feel
No, I
hungry
don't
at the
feel
moment.
hungry at the moment.
What do you do when you feel hungry? What do you do when you feel hungry? I eat when
I
I
eat
feel hungry.
when I feel hungry.
Very good. Okay. Which do you prefer, fish or meat? Which do you prefer, fish or meat? I prefer
I prefer fish to
to
meat.
meat. Very good. Can you swim? Can you swim? Yes or no?
No, I
I
can't
can't
swim.
swim. What does it mean to swim like a fish? What does it mean to swim like a fish? To swim like a
To
fish.
swim like a
One
fish.
more. To
It's,
swim like a fish
to swim like a fish
means to be a
means
strong
to
swimmer.
be a strong swimmer.
Very good. Okay. Do you prefer swimming in the sea or in a swimming pool? Do you prefer swimming in the sea or in a swimming pool? I prefer swimming
I prefer
in
swimming
a
in a swimming pool
than in the sea.
than in this sea.
Very good. What do we call the two ends of a swimming pool? What do we call the two ends of a swimming pool? We call the two
We
ends
call the
of a swimming
ends
pool
of a swimming
the
pool
shallow end
the shallow end
and the
and
deep end.
the deep end.
Very good. Do you dream very much at night? Do you dream very much at night? Yes or no?
Yes,
I dream a lot at
I
night.
dream a lot at night.
What do we call a bad dream? What do we call a bad dream? We call a bad
We
dream
call about
a
a bad
nightmare.
dream a nightmare.
Or we call a bad
We
dream
call a bad dream
a nightmare.
a nightmare.
What are the three forms of dream? What are the three forms of dream? The three forms
The
of
dream,
dream
three homes of
are
dream,
dream,
a
dream, dream.
dream, dream.
What did you dream about last night? What did you dream about last night? I dreamt about
I dream
nothing
I
or
dream
food,
about
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 vacation last night. Yeah. About
about
nothing
about nothing
last night. Very good. You
last
didn't
night.
dream. Very good. Have you got a garden at home? Have you got a garden at home? Yes or no?
No, I don't.
I I haven't got
I
a
haven't
garden
got
at home.
garden at home.
Very good. Do you ever refuse to help other people? Do you ever refuse to help other people? Yes or no?
Yes,
I sometimes
I
refuse
sometimes
to
refuse
help other
to
people.
help other people.
Very good. Do you write your dictations in a separate book from your other books? Do you write your dictations in a separate book from your other books? Yes or no?
Yes,
I write my
I write
dictations
my
in a
dictations
separate book
in the separate
from
book
my other books.
from my other books.
Very good. Do you live in a separate house from your parents? Do you live in a separate house from your parents? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
live
lived
in a separate
in a
house
separate house
from my parents.
from my parents.
From my parents.
From my parents.
Give me an example of the word lovely. Give me an example of the word lovely, please. I had a
I
lovely
had a
holiday
lovely
last
holiday
year.
last year.
He's a lovely person.
He's a lovely person.
The weather's lovely today.
The weather lovely today.
Very good. Will you keep studying English until you die? Will you keep studying English until you die? No, I won't keep
No, I
studying
won't keep
English
studying English
until I die.
until I die.
Do you agree it's very bad for the health to keep eating after our stomachs are completely full? Do you agree it's very bad for the health to keep eating after our stomachs are completely full? Yes, I agree.
Yes, I
It's
agree.
very bad
It's
for the
very
health
bad for the
to keep
health
eating
to keep eating
after our
after
stomachs
our
are
stomachs
completely
are
full.
completely full.
Greg, do you keep your money in your pocket or do you use a purse? Do you keep your money in your pocket or do you use a purse? I don't keep my
I don't
money
keep
in my
my
pocket.
money in my
I
pocket.
use a
I
purse.
use a I use
Purse.
a purse.
I use a purse.
I use a
Yeah, purse like a wallet like this.
ah,
I I use
I
a
use
purse.
this of a purse.
Very good. Okay, do you keep books after you read them? Do you keep books after you read them? Yes or no?
Yes, I
I
keep
keep books after I
books
read them.
after I read them.
Very good. What's the best way to keep warm on a cold day? What's the best way to keep warm on a cold day? The best way
The
to
best
keep
way
warm
to
on a
keep
cold
warm on
day
the cold
is
day
to wear a
is to
thick coat.
wear a thick coat.
Very good. Okay, what do we mean when we use the words one, you, we, and they? What do we sometimes mean when we use the words one, you, we, and they? When we use The
we
words
use the
one,
words
you,
one,
we,
you,
and they.
we, and
We
they.
sometimes mean
We sometimes means
people in general.
people in general.
In the sentence, if you
In
want
the
to go to the
sentence,
cinema,
we
you
want to
okay,
go
that's the question. One moment.
to.
In the
Okay, sorry.
sentence, if you want to go to the cinema, you have to buy a ticket. What does the word you mean? In the sentence, if you want to go to the cinema, you have to buy a ticket. What does the word you mean? In the sentence,
In the
if you
sentence,
want to
if
go
you
to
want
the
to go
cinema,
to the
you
cinema,
have to buy a
you
ticket.
have to buy it the
The word
ticket.
you
The
doesn't
word use
necessarily mean
doesn't necessarily
me
mean
in particular,
me in the
but
particular,
people in general.
but people in general.
Very good. Which do we generally use the most? One, you, or we? Which do we generally use the most? One, you, or we? We generally use
We generally
you
use
the most.
you the most.
Very good. What must you do if you want to speak a language well? What must you do if you want to speak a language well? You must study a lot
You must study a lot
and repeat,
and
repeat,
repeat,
and repeat.
repeat, and repeat.
If you want to speak,
If you
if
want to
you want
speak,
to speak a language well.
uh, if you want to speak a language well,
Very good. One more. You must study a lot
you must study a lot
and repeat,
and
repeat,
repeat,
and
repeat,
repeat.
and repeat.
If you want to
If you
speak
want
a
to
language
speak a
well,
language well,
what do you have to do if you want to stay healthy? What do you have to do if you want to stay healthy? If you want
if we
to
will
stay
want
healthy,
to stay
you
healthy,
have to eat
you have
healthy
to
food,
eat healthy food,
sleep well,
sleep
and
well,
do
and
exercise.
do exercise.
What must you do if you want to remember something well? What must you do if you want to remember something well? You must repeat
You
often.
must repeat
If you want
often
to
if you
remember
want to
something well,
remember something well.
where can we buy a drink when we're thirsty? Where can we buy a drink when we're thirsty? We can buy a drink
We can buy a
from a
drink
bar
from a
when
bar
we're thirsty.
when we are thirsty.
Which country must we go to if we want to hear people speaking Greek? Which country must we go to if we want to hear people speaking Greek? We must go to
We must go
Greece
to Greece
if we want to
if
hear
we want to hear
people speaking Greek.
people speaking Greek.
Megan, what does one do when one is hungry? What does one do when one is hungry? One eats.
One eats
When one is hungry.
when one is hungry.
Do they sell drinks at most cinemas? Do they sell drinks at most cinemas? Yes, they
Yes,
sell drinks
they sell
at
drinks
most
at
cinemas.
the most cinemas.
Very good. Okay, that's the end of our revision. Let's have new work.
Okay,
Okay, very good. Okay, so repeat present perfect,
present perfect.
past simple.
Ask simple.
Very good. Okay, okay, present perfect. So before, okay, repeat before,
Before,
up to now.
up to now,
He has lived here for 2 months.
he has lived here for 2 months.
Specific,
Specific
past time.
pastime.
He came here 2 months ago.
He came here 2 months ago.
Very good. Okay. Listen, the difference between the present perfect and the past simple is that we use the present perfect when we are thinking about time before and up to now, whereas we use the past simple when we are thinking about the specific past time. For example, I have been here for 20 minutes. I arrived here 20 minutes ago. Okay, let's practice. What's the difference between the present perfect and the present simple? What's the difference between the present perfect and the present simple? The difference between
The difference
the present
between
perfect
the present
and the
perfect and
past simple
the past
is
simple
that we
is
use
that
the
we
present
use the
perfect
present
when we
perfect
are thinking
when we are thinking
about time
about
before
time
and
before
up to now,
and up to now,
whereas we use
whereas we
the past
use
simple
the past
when
simple
we are thinking
when we are thinking
about a specific
about a specific
past time.
pastime.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. I have been here
I have been here
for 20 minutes.
for 20
I
minutes.
arrived here
I arrived here
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
Very good. Has the summer ended? Has the spring ended? Has the spring ended? Yes, the
Yes,
spring has
the
ended.
spring has ended.
When did it end? When did it end? It ended
It ended
on the month of
on the month of
June.
June.
February? February? Okay. I think it started in February. Okay. How long have you studied at this school? How long have you studied at this school? I've studied
I
at this
studied
school
at this school
for
for for sat-
2 months, 3 months.
two,
How long have you
uh,
been learning in native
three
camp? 3 months.
3 months.
When? 3 months, okay.
3 months.
One more. I've studied at this
I've
school
studied at this school
for 3 months.
for 3 months.
Wait, when did you start your lesson at this school? When did you start your lesson at this school? I started
I
my lesson
started
at
my
this
lesson
school
at this school
3 months ago.
3 months ago.
Have you been to the cinema this year? Have you been to the cinema this year? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've
I've
been to the
I've
cinema
been to the
this
cinema
year.
this year.
When was the last time you went to the cinema? When was the last time you went to the cinema? The last time I
This
went
time
to the
I
cinema
went to the cinema
was
was was last month.
last month. Very good. Have you written any dictation this week? Have you written any dictation this week? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've written some
I written
dictation
some
this
dictations
week.
this week.
Did you write a dictation yesterday? Did you write a dictation yesterday? Yes or no?
No,
I didn't write
I didn't
dictation
write
yesterday.
dictations yesterday.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Wild.
I
Homer. Wild.
wild.
Very good. Okay, listen. Wild is an adjective. For example, some animals are wild. Lions and some horses are wild animals. Let's practice. Are horses wild animals? Are horses wild animals? Yes. Some
Yes,
horses
some
are
horses
wild animals.
are wild animals.
Very good. Next repeat. Branch.
Branch.
Very good. Okay, listen. Branch is a noun. We call the arms of a tree branches. Another meaning of the word branch is one of the shops or offices. For example, Uniqlo is from Japan. We can also find Uniqlo in the USA, the Philippines, the UK, China, etc. So it means Uniqlo has branches around the world. Let's practice. What do we call the arms of a tree? What do we call the arms of a tree? We call
We
the
call
arms of a
the
tree
arms of a tree
branches.
it branches.
Do your bank have a branch near there? Do your bank have a branch near there? Yes or no?
Yes,
My
I have
bank has a
my bank
branch
has a branch
near here.
near here.
Very good. Next, repeat the bridge.
Bridge.
Very good. Okay, listen. A bridge is something built over a river, road, etc. For example, the Tower Bridge in London and Kentai Bridge in Japan. Let's practice. Are there any bridges over the river in Paris? Are there any bridges over the river in Paris? Yes, there
Yes,
are some
there are
bridges
some bridges
over the river in
over the
Paris.
river in Paris.
Very good. Okay, next. Repeat. Egg.
Cake.
Very good. Okay, listen. Egg is a noun. Eggs are from chickens. For example, I eat eggs for my breakfast. I eat about 7 eggs a week, like 1 egg per day. Let's practice. About how many eggs do you eat a week? About how many eggs do you eat a week? I eat about
I eat about 3 eggs
a week.
a, a week.
Very good. Next, repeat. Push.
Push.
Pull.
Pull.
Very good. Okay, listen. Push and pull are verbs. For example, I'm pushing the book. I'm pulling the book. Okay, so let's practice. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're pushing the book.
You are pushing a book.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're pulling
You
the
are
book.
pulling a book.
Do you push this door to go out of the classroom? Do you push this door to go out of the classroom? Yes or no?
Yes,
I push that
I
door
push that
to go
door
out of the
to go
classroom.
out of the classroom.
Wait, is this table too heavy for you to pull into the next room? Is this table too heavy for you to pull into the next room? Yes or no?
Yes,
That
I think
table's
the table's
too heavy for
too
me
heavy for
to
me
pull
to
into the
fall
next
into
room.
the next room.
Very good. Next repeat. Interest.
Interest.
Bore.
Or
Very good. Okay, listen. Interest means to want to give something a thought. For example, I like English. It interests me the most. The opposite of the verb to interest is to bore. For example, I don't like history. It bores me. History bores doesn't interest me. Let's practice. What subject interests you the most? What subject interests you the most?
Science
Interests me the most.
interests me the
One
most.
more. Science interests me the
Science
most.
interests me the most.
What subject bores you the most? What subject bores you the most?
Uh, mathematics is
Mathematics bores me the
mathematics
most.
most please the most.
One more. Mathematics bores
Mathematics
me the
bore
most.
me the most.
Yeah, me too. Me neither. Okay, so let's move on to reading. That's why I'm an English teacher, not a math teacher. Okay,
Okay,
so our reading is at stage 3, paragraph page 180. Last headword was straight. Okay, please start reading at page 181. Second question. After drinking a bottle of whiskey.
okay. After drinking a bottle of whiskey, can people walk in a straight line? No, after drinking a bottle of whiskey, people can't walk in a straight line. They're walking in a crooked
Crooked.
line. Uh, is ABC Street crooked? No, ABC Street isn't crooked. It's straight. Sometimes. Does the sun always shine? No, the sun doesn't always shine. Sometimes it shines and sometimes the sky is covered with clouds. Is it always hot in France? No, it isn't always hot in France. Sometimes it's hot and sometimes it's cold. Is Easter always in March? No, Easter isn't always in March. Sometimes it's in March and sometimes it's in April. Do you always get up at the same time every morning? No, I don't always get up at the same time every morning. Sometimes I get up early and sometimes I get up late.
Mhm.
Government. No. Does the government of this country make the laws of the countries? No, the government of this country make
Yes,
yes, the
the government.
government of this country makes the law of the country. Uh,
Next
the
182. Heart.
hat. On which side of your body in your head? My hat is on the left side of my body. Quickly, slowly, adverb, thinker, with right, writer,
Writer. Thinker.
r-
Writer.
thinker, writer. What the difference? What's the difference between the words quick and quickly? The difference between the words quick and quickly is that quick is an ad,
Quick is an
ad,
adverb. Quick
adverb.
is an adjective.
Quick is an adjective, whereas quickly is an adverb.
Very good.
Give me an example of the difference, please. He is a quick writer. He's, he writes quickly.
Mm,
Do you speak English quickly? No, I don't speak English quickly, but I speak it quickly enough.
very good.
Do people generally walk slowly when the weather is cold? No, people don't generally walk slowly when the
It's
weather
cold.
is cold. They walk quickly. Can you text as quickly as you can speak? No, I can't text as quickly as I can speak. I text much slowly than I speak. Deep, shallow, university. But the opposite of deep? The opposite of deep is shallow. Is a river Thames
Deeper.
deeper than the
Military.
Mediterranean Sea? No, River Thames isn't deeper than the Mediterranean Sea. It's shallower than the Mediterranean Sea. Do people study subjects deeply at university? Yes, people study subjects deeply at university.
Okay, very good.